Since that scandal over former gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar broke, there have been big changes at USA Gymnastics. The sport's governing body is on its second board of directors and its third CEO and president. But today, that newly appointed president is under fire from some of the country's top gymnasts.
Olympic champion Aly Raisman, one of former gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar's most prominent accusers, has now become one of the loudest critics of USA Gymnastics. Raisman taking aim at USAG's latest pick for interim president. Former Congresswoman Mary Bono, the wife of late musician and Congressman Sonny Bono, accusing her law firm, Fager Baker Daniels, which worked with USA Gymnastics when allegations first surfaced, of knowing about Nassar's abuse and doing nothing. Raisman tweeting, "Why hire someone associated with the firm that helped cover up our abuse?" In a statement, USAG writes in part, Fager Baker Daniels is a large global firm that has a number of divisions and areas, and Mary was not involved in FBD's work with USA Gymnastics. While the firm tells NBC News that one of its lawyers participated in reporting Larry Nassar to the FBI in the summer of 2015, a fact that refutes any claim of a cover-up. Raisman's tweets followed earlier criticism from the sport's biggest star, Simone Biles. Over the weekend, Biles criticized Bono for posting this photo back in September, a protest of Nike's decision to feature controversial football player Colin Kaepernick in an ad campaign. Biles reposted Bono's photo, writing, "Mouth drop. Don't worry, it's not like we needed a smarter USA Gymnastics president or any sponsors or anything." Bono removed the photo online, writing, "I regret the post and respect everyone's views and fundamental right to express them. This doesn't reflect how I will approach my position at USAG." A difficult start for the new president, who was brought in after the last interim president, Kerry Perry, resigned. Raisman and other gymnasts accusing Perry of mishandling USAG's response to the Nassar scandal.
The entire leadership needs to go. USAG needs to be decertified by the USOC. It has been 2 years of scandal and debacle. It's time for it to end.
Steph, for Simone Biles to be speaking out is incredibly significant here.
It really is, Savannah. She is the biggest name in the sport. She is still competing. She's at the height of her game. She's the hopeful in Tokyo, which is just a year and a half away to get gold medals. When she speaks out, USAG has to listen, and you have to wonder whether she's being involved in the conversation to begin with and whether they should start doing that.
Yeah, you bring up, that's a great point, to bring in Aly and Simone and those guys and have them talk about it before they pick a new leader. Yeah.
It would seem like a no-brainer. But
Stephanie, thank you so much.